Hey everyone, it's Dr. Rick. And in this COVID outbreak and pandemic, although it's easing up and we're entering into phase 3 in Chicago, in Illinois, the one benefit out of all this is that I've always been pushing for internet medicine, and the reimbursement is terrible. I mean, before we would get $18 for a virtual visit, and that's just appalling. And Medicare, just even in person, is appalling at $49.95 a visit, $18 a visit, where I can spend just as much time and give just as much advice and actually make a lifestyle change for $18. It's not worth it. That doesn't even pay for the stamps to pay a lawyer the malpractice fee that I have to pay. So this idea about internet medicine, I'm going to go through it and show you what we have to do. It's not that hard, even if you're computer illiterate. There's a way that we can touch base, whether you go through the Advocate Aurora portal, my patient portal, or you just download Zoom. It's really easy. So we're going to have a visit with Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's going to be on this iPad, and I'm going to be here talking as Dr. Rick. So all I have to do, this is what you'll see. All I have to do as Dr. Rick is look at this page. This is Zoom. This is Brad Pitt's Zoom. Now, if I wanted to start a meeting, which I do all the time, usually my staff will initiate the meeting and I just join in, but it's very easy. So what I would do here is I already set up this face, and I'd say, start meeting, right? So the meeting is starting, and that's my computer camera, but let me just get back to the face. So in my what I see on my page, I'll see a meeting ID. So the staff would just tell Brad Pitt over here, hey Brad Pitt, here's a meeting ID. So Brad Pitt will go over here, he'll open up join meeting, and he'll put the numbers in 791 1535 4646, and he'll hit join. And that's all Brad Pitt has to do. Now, Brad Pitt should show up over here. So I can start talking to him and talk to him about his life. Hey, there's Brad Pitt. Look at that. Let me enlarge my page. Brad Pitt. I'm talking to Brad Pitt now. So, Brad Pitt, all he has to do is just converse with me, and we can talk about stuff. Now, I'd say, hey Brad, what do you think about did you have your blood test done? Oh yeah, I had my blood test done. What do you think? And I'd say, you're low in vitamin D, you have problems with your lipids, and so that's the way it works. Honestly, it's not that hard. The idea is to make it easier for everybody to communicate. And actually, you don't have to come into the office, because I really feel that face-to-face meetings are great. But this, if I'm running behind, which I usually do, because I'm only allotted 20 to 30 minutes, and that gets chewed up or chewed down to 15, try to take care of life's problems in 15 minutes. I dare anybody to do that. So unfortunately, that's the way medicine is. I got to try to get the best of it. But if I'm doing it this way, and you have to wait, you don't have to wait for me to finish up a patient in a waiting room where you might be exposed to other people. You can wait in your living room in your pajamas. So Brad Pitt is probably in his pajamas. Actually, he's got his tuxedo on. So this is why virtually I think there's some benefits. I can't feel bellies. I can't look in tonsils. I can't feel for a fever. I can't check a blood pressure. But usually what I do with integrative medicine is create lifestyle change out of problems. I can solve that 80% of the time. You can get to at least the bottom problem and work your way forward just by history taking alone. In fact, I think that's why we miss a lot of things, is because we just go by blood testing and say, well, you're fine. It looks normal. Yeah. Tell a 250-pound, 5'2" person that their blood tests are normal and you're healthy to go outside, you're lying to them. So I think it's important to get the history. It's important to come up with a dialogue. It's important to come up with a framework. And the only way to do that is with time. And if I can continue time this way or face-to-face, it doesn't matter, but this is just so much more convenient. So those of you who are not, hey, Brad Pitt, I want you to do better with trying to get on the internet. Okay, Doc. So this is the way it usually works. I'm going to tell Brad to disconnect. I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to say end of meeting. See you, Brad. Okay, Doc. So when I end this, you see that Brad also gets an option. That's already ended because I ended it. So no more, Brad. And that's easily the way it works. So if you're intimidated, you can call the helpline at Advocate Aurora, or you can call my staff. And honestly, we can work through this. It's really easy. You can use your cell phone. You don't need an iPad. Use your cell phone and talk to me like that. But and I will always print up. You don't have to take notes, and you don't have to hold your cell phone and take notes. I will put all the notes down in your homework. Everybody knows I give you a plethora of homework because I think the best way for you to make changes, for me to analyze, come up with what has worked before, what hasn't worked, what deficiencies we have, where I think the best and fastest way to change life is, and we get through our problems. So if it doesn't work, we'll meet again. But bottom line is, whether we meet in person or virtually, I think I can still help you. So please don't be frustrated. Don't be afraid to come in just yet. But if you are, use this interface. If you like face-to-face meetings, be patient. We'll open up eventually. But if we do open up, I'm going to be in full PPE. Sorry, that's just the way it goes. And I'm going to be sweating my butt off. And you might have to be in the same. We'll have to see the way this goes. But we'll have to, this COVID virus is still evolving. We don't have that much information on it. It's evolving. We're accumulating data, but I'm not going to take a chance with anybody's life. So that's just the way it goes. If I'm forced to see everybody face to face, so be it. But I really want to, I don't want to be responsible for anybody getting sick. Might not happen. I don't want to get sick. But until we get used to this thing, I think it's important. Until we get used to this thing, I think I can make this work even better than before. So hang in there. If you have any questions on how you approach Zoom or interfaces that you've used in the past with your doctors, please put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you at the next video.